In this Fundamentals of the Martial Arts video, we're going to work on staff spinning for beginners. I want you to learn how to do the staff spinning for beginners because it builds strength in your grip. Just hit the camera. Strength in your grip. It will improve your spatial awareness, improve timing and distance, make you a better martial artist overall. So Fundamentals of Martial Arts, staff spinning for beginners is a good starting point. Whether you are into the martial arts weapons or not, maybe you've wanted to try them, grab a stick. It can be a broomstick, it can be a mop stick, it can be a rake handle, or you can have a custom-made martial arts staff like this. It's that first link below. Doesn't matter. Grab your bow staff or your Joe staff and follow me. You're gonna turn this back and forth in one hand for 30 seconds and then put it into the other hand. And you're just turning back and forth. You wanna get blood to flow into the joint, build power in that forearm, in the wrist, all the way up into the shoulder joint. Pull your stomach up and in, drop your chin. You're going back and forth. When you practice the fundamentals of martial arts, you want to do basic things over and over again until you master those basics. Once you master the basics, then you start to add complexity in the skill. Hello, Justin, it's good to see you. Your hand is here, and then you're going to bring the hand back in, pinky to pinky, palm up. It's just 1, 2, 3. It's 3 motions. The second motion is the pass or the transfer. So it's a spin out and a spin out. In the middle, the hands come together. So you're coming out to the side. This is going to improve how well your hand will turn, how strong your grip is. The weight of the staff is going to pull you over. You're going to have to stop it and bring it back. The faster you go, the stronger you'll get. But go slow at first. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. When you practice the fundamentals of martial arts, you always want to remember that saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Learn it well the right time, and then increase your speed. Hello, Lola. It's good to see you there. Lola's here. Saw Justin here. Now you've done this for 30 seconds. You're gonna put it in one hand, put that foot forward. This is my right hand, the right foot gets forward. We're gonna go into a sideways figure 8 spin, also known as the infinity spin. I'm showing you slowly at first because I want you to see that I'm leading with that thumb. You're carving through the air with the thumb, going over and back. I also like to think of it as a slap across the face, followed by a backhand for self-defense. It's the fundamentals of martial arts. How to spin a staff for beginners is really basic, really simple. It's gonna make you better in all martial arts as it builds strength, speed, power, in your arms, in your shoulders, in your grip, and it's going to engage your core muscles as you turn from one side of the body to the other side. Now put it in the other hand after 30 seconds and then come into your figure 8 spin on the inside and the outside of the body. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. The fundamentals of martial arts training, slow is smooth, smooth is fast is the mantra you have to say over and over and over again. Adopt that. And you'll go as far as you want. There'll be nothing that you can't learn. You'll be able to learn it all. Yeah, spin to win, Rain says. I like that. Now, after you've done this for 30 seconds in both hands, you're gonna start to go into that hand pass where your palm is up, your pinkies come together. You come across the body and you take it with the other hand and then you bring it across to the other side and take it. This is a continuous pass, continuous spin. You're still in the figure 8 pattern, but you're trading off the staff from one hand to the other hand. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll turn to the side so you can. My feet start to move forward, and I start to move backward. I'm just going forward, going backward, still facing the same direction, coming in, coming back. This is going to start to get your heart rate up. As you practice the fundamentals of martial arts, you want to get your heart rate up, you want to get lean, you want to get fighting fit, you want to build power in all of your, the chain from the shoulder all the way down to the fingers, your hands, your wrists, your elbows, and then get that stomach up and in, abs tight, turn your shoulders, turn your hips, tuck your chin, breathe, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Control your breathing. It's the fundamentals of martial arts. Requires good breath control. Now, after 30 seconds, you're gonna stop that and reverse it. Reverse. Let me show you one way, because I don't always show you this, but when you bring this to a stop, you can put your hand there and then push it back to reverse it. So you're spinning forward. If your hand isn't strong enough to stop the spin on its own, stop it with the other hand, push it back, and now you're in the reverse spin. And just like I said before, it's like a slap across the face and a backhand. Now I'm leading with the pinky side instead of the thumb. So I'm coming up here, so it's almost like an open palm slap here, and then coming up in a back fist slap here on the other side. But I'm leading now with the pinky as I pull it up and across the body. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, I'm gonna cup it in. This is the fundamentals of martial arts. When you learn how to spin a staff, bow staff, Joe staff, doesn't matter how long your staff is, learn how to spin a staff for martial arts for beginners, side to side. Bring it into the other hand by taking it in front of the hand that has it. So it's still palm to palm, or palms up, pinky to pinky, but instead of taking it behind, when I do the forward spin, good afternoon, Matthew, I'm gonna take it in the front and then pull it out and up and up. This is the reverse figure eight spin. I did one hand for 30 seconds. Now you're gonna do your other hand for 30 seconds. Pull your stomach up and in, abs tight, turn your shoulders, turn your hips. Now, one word about spinning as we're doing it, because this is the fundamentals of martial arts training. You have to understand that the spins are not self-defense moves by themselves. You're not gonna spin the staff and hit people with it or create some kind of a shield by spinning. You're using the spinning to build power in your forearms, power in your hand, power in your grip, improve strength and health of your shoulders, teach your body subconsciously timing and distance, spatial awareness, proprioception. All those things come from spinning, but it's not a striking move. You're not gonna hit somebody. Now we're gonna go hand to hand. You're not hitting somebody. Chris, the Crippler 8, MMA, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Amen. That is the truth. When you're learning fundamentals of martial arts, slow is smooth, smooth is fast is the truth. Spinning is like a boxer's rope, jump rope. Spinning is like a boxer's speed bag. A boxer uses the speed bag, uses the jump rope, uses the heavy bags, uses a slip rope, slipping, throwing your punches, slipping, all those things that a boxer uses in practice, he does not or she does not take into the ring when they fight. When they go in the ring, they might have some protective gear, they've got gloves, and that's it, right? A pair of shorts, maybe a top for the women, but they're not fighting with a jump rope. They're not spinning the jump rope at somebody trying to hit them with it. They're punching them in the face. The same is true with martial arts with the staff. You're gonna stand behind your staff, you're gonna point your thumb, you're gonna thrust into his face, you're gonna smash the side of his head, come down on top, blast him through the middle, strike the head, strike the knees. You might do a spinning motion in a block. You might do a spinning motion to take his legs out, but all of your techniques are gonna be simple and basic. They're gonna be powerful strikes, thrusts, pushing motion. You're not gonna spin. The spin is important though. You will spin, you want to spin as you come, forgot what I was doing there, I almost hit myself. As you come from side to side, you're teaching yourself, you're getting instant feedback when you do hit yourself. There we go. I hit myself, I did something wrong. Now I learn, I go behind the back, I hit the bottom of my leg, come over my head, smack myself in the head. I'm teaching myself subconsciously at the most fundamental level where I am in space and time, spatial awareness. I'm learning how to move this thing in a way that I don't constantly hit myself. And so when I do use it for self-defense, I have better control over it. I've got better power. It's like a boxer's jump rope, a boxer's speed bag. That's what spinning is. So respect the spin, but understand what it's for. Spinning teaches you so much. Yeah, coordination, Matthew says. Teaching you coordination. Spinning teaches you all those great things, but don't get it confused. You're not gonna spin to intimidate somebody. You're gonna stand like this. When you're quiet and you're focused, or you stand like this, that to me is more intimidating. It's that old saying, when a dog is bark, 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 you never have to worry about the dog that barks, right? It's the dog that sits there looking at you. And there's just that low growl. That's the one that's going to bite you. The little yappy dog. The dog, his bark is worse than his bite. That's what they say. So the spin is the bark. This, that's the bite. So remember that. All right, now I want you to go into the wrist roll. We did this in the last episode of how to spin a martial arts staff for beginners. So we're going to revisit this here. We're going over the back of the hand. This being the back, that's the wrist. I come over, this is the thumb side, and here's the pinky side. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Take your time, calm your mind, breathe, tuck your chin. 30 seconds here, 30 seconds in the other one. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Learn the fundamentals of martial arts training. When you practice with the staff, you're not just learning the physical attributes of the staff, you're also training yourself discipline, you're training yourself focus, you're learning your spatial awareness, timing and distance, all those things. You're learning basic principles of martial arts and self-defense. So spin, but spin to be a better martial artist in all areas, no matter what your martial arts style is. You can do jiu-jitsu and be a great grappler. And all of this practice with the bow, with the staff, especially a hickory. This is a self-defense staff. This is not the typical spinning staff. In fact, let me show you the spinning staff because I know some of you guys are really into spinning and you might want to see this. Let me unplug that. Sorry to snap you around the room like that. But it's this guy right here. This spinning staff is ridiculously light. It's made out of graphite, I think. This thing spins really fast. This is great for demonstrations and competitions, but you would never hit anybody with this. It would break. It would just simply shatter if you had to stop somebody for self-defense. The one that I like to use for you, especially if you've been doing this for a while and you need to upgrade your strength, your speed, your power, this Quantum Protector self-defense staff is made out of hickory and it probably weighs 8, 9, 10 times what that thing weighs. And so when you start doing these motions and you bring that to a stop and spin it back the other way, that's when you get the true power, speed, power, balance, coordination in your technique. You can become a better martial artist when you practice the fundamentals of martial arts. Learn how to spin a staff for beginners using a heavy staff like this. But don't start heavy. Start with what you've got. Start light. And if the only thing you have is heavy, go slowly at first. But then you get one of these. This is something you could carry every single day. You go on hikes with it. You can take it on walks around the neighborhood if you don't feel self-conscious about it. And you have reach advantage. This thing's longer than any bladed weapon that you're going to see. You're going to hit very heavy with this, very strong, and it's not going to break because it's made out of that hard hickory. All right, so you've done this wrist roll. I want you to go into a figure eight with one hand and then do a wrist roll on the inside of your body. So this is my right hand on the left side of the body. I'm going to bring it over the back of the thumb. On the right side, I'm going to bring it over the pinky side. So I'm going to do thumb, pinky, thumb, pinky. You're going to start to add some complexity to your moves. You want to upgrade when you practice fundamentals of martial arts. You want to upgrade your skills incrementally, a little bit here and there, week after week. Get a little bit better. Throw it into the other hand. Keep it going. Figure eight with wrist rolls from side to side. Wrist roll into a wrist roll. And you're going to drop it. When you drop it, that's a good sign. That means you're doing something that is a little bit harder, a little bit more. There we go. It's been a while since I had to do that. A little bit harder, a little bit more complex, a little bit more difficult. You're out of your comfort zone. That's where you're going to grow. Go behind the back, over the head, behind the back, over the head. This motion looks complex until you break it down. You start in one hand, you're gonna go up. Yeah, Matthew says right about now is when he drops it. Side to side. Does this look familiar? It's this. That's the cool thing about the fundamentals of martial arts training, is when you're learning how to spin a staff for beginners, a martial arts staff, all the motions that you do in one plane, this plane being in front of my body, you can then do in another plane and it looks completely like a different move, but it's not. It's the same thing as this. I just simply lift my hands over my head. And then when I go behind my back, I'm going to point my thumb up. The other hand comes up, thumb facing the sky, and I pull it out. I put it back there. The hand goes between my body and the staff, and I'm going to pull it out. So I go back, pull it out, and then I just go straight up. Then I'm going over my head, and I'm going to grab it and bring it back out. Go behind the back, over the head. That's all that motion is. Super simple. Behind the back, over the head, behind the back, over the head. New move, open your palm and let it spin in your palm. Now from here, all I'm doing, I'm gonna see how close I can get it without hitting the camera so you can see what my hand's doing. It's simply, I move, I start to turn it, and then I calm down, calm my mind, so I trust that I can just open my hand and it'll continue to spin in my palm. So you're spinning it, you can do it as many times as you can get it to go. And you're just simply opening your hand and you're letting it spin. So that adds a little bit of complexity. So you're going behind the back, over the head, and then spin, back behind the back, over the head. Add that spin as kind of a stall motion when you're doing your freestyle. Bring it to the front of the body, the side of the body, over the wrist. You know how to do the wrist rolls. We just practiced that. Now I want to go back and I want to talk about basic finger rolls and adding those into the other spins. Now there are two kinds of there are many kinds of finger rolls. There are two kinds of basic finger rolls in the fundamentals of martial arts training that I want you to learn when you learn how to spin a staff for beginners. The first one is this continuous finger roll without the thumb, no thumb. Like looking down the camera, there we go. So from here, I have not gotten a new, oh good. Chris Crippler, Aid MMA said, I did it, my first first spin. Awesome, congratulations. Yeah, this stuff is not complex. It's mostly about calm your mind, get out of your comfort zone, try something new, drop it, pick it up, drop it, pick it up, drop it, pick it up. The more you drop, the more you pick it up. Did I make a video for spinning behind the back? I have. Claro, I've made many. But one more time, just for you, you take it in your hand, you go behind your back. Watch what my hand does. You can see in the mirror back there. So it's about my hand turning down and the elbow bends, and then it comes up. Oh, good. Yeah, you got the palm, right? I thought you were our president, calling me after you insult me in front of the world, and you're like, hey, pal, it's not personal. That's what I thought we were talking about, but I thought I missed the joke. Anyway, I'm turning my hand down and my thumb comes up with a bend in the elbow. Turn the hand down and thumb comes up. That was a current events quiz, right? Come down, thumb turns up, and then my other hand comes between my body and the staff, and I pull it out. That's the behind the back part. Super simple. Go behind the back, put the hand under it, pull it out, lift the arm straight up over the head. Now over the head, turn palm facing backward. Pinky to pinky, palm facing backward. Take it out, put it behind the back. Straight up, turn it overhead, straight down, turn it behind the back. So my hand is turning the staff overhead, and my hand is turning the staff behind the back. It doesn't spin when I go down and up. There's no spin. The spin happens behind the back, and it happens overhead. So that's a basic. I could make you a long video, but that short one might be everything you need. So we're going through the fingers. Good. Claro says he's going to try tomorrow. And then I'll say, Claro, It'll say C. So you got it. All right, so I'm going through here. Daniel says, nice to catch you. Hope all is well. Yes, thank you. Always seem to miss your streams. I'm glad you caught me now. I have a class now with two people who I promised I would not work with again because they cancel all the time. And we reconnected recently, and they kind of insinuated we will not cancel. We will be there every week, no matter what. And guess, of course, they canceled. So I should have known better, but that's okay because we get to spend this time together. They didn't show up, so I said, let's do a live. Let's work together. I won't make any money. I can't keep the lights on because they keep canceling, but we'll have fun learning how to do finger rolls. So we're going through the fingers. The thumb is out of the way. I'm just, and this is great because it's constantly pulling up and down, extension and contraction, right? Extension and contraction. What am I missing? Open and closed, open and closed, open and closed. Roberto says, thank you from Brazil. Welcome, Roberto, thank you. But you want to keep your hands and your wrists healthy. You want to be able to do a lot of extending motions with your fingers. This is a great one to build finger strength, hand strength. Do it in the other hand. Now I said there are two ways that I want you to learn it. One is this continuous finger roll, and the other is when I come down to the pinky, I'm going to put the first three fingers together. And it's going to roll over the back of these three fingers, kind of like the wrist roll that we did earlier. And I'm going to bring this up. That's my thumb. And then I'm going to bring it around. 1, 2, 3. Matthew says, great for manual dexterity. That is the truth. In the fundamentals of martial arts training, dexterity is a basic skill that you will master. Any kind of martial arts. It's going to be really good. Mario says, one of the best martial arts on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. I work very, and you know, here's the thing. I don't know if that's true or not. I really appreciate that comment. But I do know this for sure. I've been doing YouTube since 2006, and I did a little bit for a while, and then I really connected with it about 3 or 4 years ago when I said, I'm gonna put everything I know on YouTube. And then I started teaching, and you guys started giving me feedback, and I started to realize that what I thought you were hearing me say was not what you were hearing me say. And so when you give me feedback constantly, that makes me a better instructor. So I've gotten better because of you. I've gotten really good at teaching through YouTube because you guys talk to me while we're doing it, and I figure out what do you understand, what you don't understand in the comments that you put below, what's working, what's not working, what you want to learn, what is not important to you. And that's the funny thing about being a martial arts school owner for 30 plus years is a lot of people in my industry, they don't ever ask. They don't even think about, like, what does the student want to learn? It's more like, this is what you're going to learn. And then the world changes, and you're still teaching the same stuff that doesn't help anybody with anything, and you haven't grown. I want to grow. I want to grow with you. So your feedback, you've made me a great instructor, Mario, if that's true. So now, you've learned how to go over the back of the three fingers. Istvan is from Hungary, from Budapest. Thank you, Istvan. He says, he follows me live from Hungary. I'm coming over the back of the hand, and I'm going to do a wrist roll here, finger roll on the same side of the body, wrist roll, finger roll. And I don't know if you've picked up on it. Some of you I know have seen this or know this. I'm doing two kinds of wrist rolls over here. Sometimes I'm just doing the wrist roll I've shown you. Sometimes I add the thumb in there, and I catch it with the thumb. And the reason that I do that is that I need to get control of it and get it back into the center. So that's it's not a trick, it's just a little thing that I don't always talk about. But again, we have a little time. My 5 o'clock is running late. So here we are, we're still going. So I come here. If I don't need to adjust it, I just go back over the wrist. And then let me turn to the side. Now I need to adjust it. See what I've done here? I'm still holding it. And then I'm going to pull this out and allow it to go over the wrist roll. So the thumb is there, and that adds almost a little bit more control. And the thumb lets me slide my hand over the back of the wrist. And so that's what I'm doing. Oh, hello, too fast, Cyrillic. I'm assuming from Russia. Welcome. So I'm going over, back of the wrist, through the fingers. I drop it. Every time you drop it, I had to get it before it ran away. Pick it up. Drop it, pick it up, drop it, pick it up. Don't ever get an ego about not dropping it. You're gonna drop it, and that's okay. There's no problem with dropping it. All right, so we did the finger roll, wrist roll, finger roll, wrist roll, finger roll, wrist roll. Now, the last thing I wanna show you is, I just lost, I forgot what I was gonna show you on the last one. Oh, I know what it was. Strengthening exercise. I want you to get really strong in your forearm and your grip, and it's going to include the wrist rolls. Since we've been doing so much wrist rolls in this fundamentals of martial arts training, as I bring this up, I'm going to stop it here. And I showed you coming to the side when you're ready to stop and push it back the other way. So from here, it's in the right hand. Yeah, Matthew says the thumb is the brake. Absolutely. The thumb slows it all down, gets control of it again. So you're going to go over the wrist, bring it in and stop it, and then you're going to push. Both hands are pushing and stop it. I'm pushing this one up, I'm pushing this one down, and I go over the back of the wrist, and by pushing them both at the same time, you create a lot of energy, a lot of speed, a lot of power, and that really is going to build lots of strength in your forearms, in your hands. So I'm coming over and stop, come over and stop. And that stopping motion is also going to toughen up your hands. Oh, Daniel says, love the shirt. By the way, awesome, thank you. Daniel, I just ordered a whole bunch more shirts. I sell these. There's a link below in YouTube that you can buy them from Teespring, or if you wanted to reach out to me, I think there's a link below where it says buy martial arts gear. It's also on that one, and then I'll mail you one. They're a little bit different. The ones that come from Teespring is like an iron-on. You don't want to throw those in the dryer, but this one is traditional, just, you know, the ones in Teespring, better quality t-shirt, but this one lasts longer and it looks brighter for whatever reason. But I appreciate that. I know a lot of you guys have bought shirts over the past from Teespring or from me directly. I love to think about, you're over there, you've got your staff, you're wearing one of these, training with me right now. And it's like we're in the virtual dojo together. But the cool thing about it is you don't have to be wearing one of these shirts. You don't have to have a staff. You can be using a rod, a pole. You can be using a rake, right? A shovel. And Fade, it's good to see you again. And we're all training together. That's the virtual dojo. Wear what you've got, use what you have, invest your time before you invest your money. There's no way to do it wrong. Martial arts is in here, not out here. And here and here. Remember, I don't know if you've seen the Karate Kid movie, but that couldn't be more truthful. So you're just going side to side, back and forth, increase the speed, break a sweat, build up power, and develop that quick reactive, right, reaction. And then later, when you practice your strikes, in the next video we do this week on the bow, on the long martial arts staff, it's going to be about striking, because I want you to know how to defend yourself with this. This is one of the best self-defense tools that anybody can have, especially if you're a prepper. If you love self-defense for prepper, when stuff hits the fan, you can't beat this, because if somebody has a knife, blade's this long, even if it's this long, you always have that reach advantage. You're going to reach out and touch somebody with a big old piece of hickory. You guys have been awesome. I'm going to go teach my class, and I will see you tomorrow.